Hey guys, welcome to this week's energy update. Woo! I'm down with this whole thing that I'm starting because I think it's just going to be super helpful for everyone. And by the way, welcome to my recording studio. This is where I'm recording some music. I just took a break so I could check in with you guys today. But yeah, music is a big thing for me this week, and you can see this is my harmonium, my new harmonium, and you can see my two crystal bowls and my guitar over there, and my violin is sitting over there, which you can't see. Music is super healing and super grounding, and it's something that I forgot how powerful it truly is, and I have been doing quite a lot of music making this week, and nature walks, and I was following the energy update that we got last week, which was about spending time in nature. At least that's the part that I retained. There was much more to the message, but you know, nature and being outside and cleansing your own energy. Also, another big thing that I wanted to tell you guys before I do the update for this week is, you know, just about cleansing your own home too, because your home is where you, where you're spending most of your time, at least I am. And if there's any, you know, if you have your windows closed a lot, and if the weather is extreme, a lot of times you're just going to be kind of trapped in your house with the same stagnant energy and air for quite a long time, and that is not good either. Especially if you've had an argument, or if you're upset, or you know, and you're just kind of swimming in that energy for, you know, in your house. And I know for me that can really affect me, and so I made an extra effort to open up my windows and clear my space and use some incense and play music. And you don't have to just, you know, actually make music, but you can play music. You know, find something you like on YouTube and play it in your house, and that's going to be really, really helpful for you, and just grounding your energy. And you know, you can control your own energy, but you can't always control energy around you. So that's a way that I do to, you know, basically just keep myself centered. Yeah, so I hope you guys are doing well. My last energy update was a little bit weird because I was in the woods and I wasn't sure like if there was a good connection, but now I'm home and I know that there is a good connection. So I'm just gonna get started with the energy update. I'm excited to see what comes through for this week. One thing that I will tell you, something that just keeps coming up a lot for me, and I just want to say this, is, you know, I get a lot of people that come to me and come to me with their struggles and their things that they're working through that are difficult for them. And I get this a lot where people say like, wow, you have an amazing gift and I wish I could do something like that. And you know, the whole purpose of these updates, which I want to continue doing, is to help you to realize that you have a guidance system within you that can provide you the same type of insights and awakening moments. And that's, you know, it's important to realize that it's within you, and it always has been. So it's not just me that can do this. A big part in uncovering the wisdom within you is getting in touch with your body and getting in touch with being able to communicate with your body, so it's not just a one-way conversation, so that you can understand if you're making a decision in your life, how does your body react when you introduce that idea. So, you know, the four main topics that I get asked about is relationships, money, job, and health. Those are the four main topics that people come to me about. And a lot of times when people are really, really confused about their life and about their life path, it is because they're not in tune with their body, and they're not in tune with basically that you can have a communication, you can have a conversation with your body, and that's a way to move all of this confusion from out of your head and back into your body. And your body always reacts to everything, like whether it be food or whether it be a situation that you want to know, is this something I should do or not do? You know, I used to be somebody that would get really, really in my head and kind of like make pros and cons, and like, oh, well, I'm good at this, so I should probably do that. Or doing things out of fear or out of obligation because other people wanted me to. Just the wrong reasons for doing things. And I keep seeing this happening, so maybe this is what I need to talk about right now, is just, you know, it's so important to be able to understand how to do this on your own, because, you know, you're gonna save yourself a lot of distress. You're gonna save yourself a lot of, you know, a lot of back and forth, like mind chatter stuff that happens. And so one thing that you can do, you know, you might have heard of muscle testing. That's something that I learned how to do in the beginning, just to understand how my body communicates with me. And, you know, I would hold up something like, say, a crystal or something, and you notice how your body reacts, and you notice, oh, does my stomach clench up when I think about this thing or when I hold this thing? Or does it feel relaxed? Does my body open? Does my breathing get deeper? Do I feel alive? Do I feel rejuvenated? Does maybe a color comes to mind, or an image, or you know, there's ways like this where if you're in tune with yourself, then you can understand whether a situation has a positive effect on you or a negative effect on you. So, for instance, people that come to me and say, like, is this job right for me? Or is this relationship right for me? Then usually the guidance is coming back to them and asking them that question, and you know, taking them through a slower process of evaluating. Okay, ask yourself this question now. What are the limiting belief systems in this question? Because anytime you're asking a question like that, it's coming from a place of victimhood that you don't already know the answer, that you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the capability to understand yourself, and therefore you have to go to someone else. So then we're taking that person through this journey of, okay, so introducing the question, is this job right for me? And noticing in their body, having them notice what kind of sensations are there, what kind of observations are there. And a lot of times when people really slow down to that level, they'll notice, oh yeah, you know, I'm scared that if I don't take this job, that I won't be worthy of success, or that other people will view me differently, or that if I don't work really, really hard, then I won't ever make money, and I have to do things that I don't want to do because that's the only way to make money. People have all sorts of stories and all sorts of belief systems that they hold within them, and they collect, and pretty soon you've got blockages in your life, and we all have them. But I just wanted to kind of talk about that because it seems to be a theme lately. A lot of people just not understanding that they're giving their power away to other people, and they're kind of, you know, they're not reaching inside of themselves first to find the answers. They're going outside of themselves. And there's a place for that. And, you know, that's something that we all need to go through in order to understand that we have, you know, the answers within us the whole time. But at the same time, there comes a point where you know, at least for me, like if people come to me, you know, sometimes I just need to push them a little bit, push them in that direction and say, you know what, you know, it's time to ask yourself these questions. And, you know, Spirit, of course, when I'm doing a reading, is always so loving and so compassionate, and you know, so there's never any sense of judgment about it. But it's, you know, it seems to be a time where we really need to take our power back, and we have to stop putting our we have to stop playing victim to our own life, and we have to start, you know, taking our life by the horns. And I mean that like in the most gentle way, but you have to understand, you know, your soul's purpose is waiting for you to live it. And when you're doing things out of obligation and fear and resentment and whatever your story is, you're wasting your own energy. That's the bottom line. So, you know, a lot of people are learning this lesson right now, myself included, and it's just interesting. And I don't, you know, I didn't plan to talk about that, but it just kind of came to mind, because the last couple of days, like many people have been bringing this to me, and it's forced a conversation with myself too, of understanding, okay, where in me am I still believing things like this too? So, you know, if you aren't struggling with this, then likely somebody will come to you with this, and they might ask you for their advice. And the best thing that you can do is to just be a support system, just be a loving support system for them, and try not to get your energy invested in it, because I know all of you empaths and, you know, all of you sensitive people and healers out there that, you know, you just want to hug people, you just want to heal people, you just want to help people, but you have to draw kind of an energetic line too with people. And that's the other lesson of this time too, is that we really need to ground into our own energy and understand that you can be the most helpful and the most present with people when you stay grounded within yourself. And you don't need to give away all of your energy to other people. That is not helpful, because you're also putting your judgments, your expectations, your whatever, that's not coming from the highest place of understanding. So you know, usually in a situation like that where I'm finding difficulties in, you know, relationships with friends or family or really anyone, I try to just first like take a deep breath and center into myself, and then remember that this situation is just an experience. It's presenting itself, because both sides of both people need to learn something. So then I usually try to just get quiet and allow the guidance that needs to come forth to come out. And usually what'll happen is kind of what's just happening right now, where I kind of just go on this, I just get kind of stream of thought kind of information, and it helps. You know, I've been finding that recently for me, I'm able to do that a little bit more easily with other people, and I don't get so wrapped up in their story as I might have used to. I still do a little bit, because I'm quite empathic. When people tell me their sob stories, you know, it tends to affect me in some way. But we're really being called to stop, get present, remember this is not yours. It's an experience that you need to witness in some way, shape, or form, but it's not for you to take on. So it's important to remember that, because there's a lot of stress happening around you. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of misplaced energy in people I'm seeing recently, but just because of the collective energy that's that's swirling around. And it's really, really important to draw the line when you feel that your energy is getting scattered by some experience. You need to slow down. You need to get grounded in your body. Like, close your eyes, take a deep breath. I don't care if you're in the grocery store, and just stop and remember to ground your energy. And there's a lot of tools to do that. One way that I will do that is, it's something that I learned from my Qigong studies, which I've been studying since I was like 11. And it's just to focus in your lower dantian, which is the point deep in behind your belly button. So you can just like visualize a golden sun there. And that's a really good way to center your energy. And especially if you consciously stop and you focus there, you're just going to notice yourself open up so much more. And then another technique that you can do if you feel like your energy is being taken away is just to connect these 2 points. And I learned this actually in middle school, because I'd be walking through the halls in school and I would take on a lot of people's energies, and I didn't really know that I was, but I would come home and I'd be stressed, I'd be exhausted, I would just be like, I don't want to do anything, I just want to go to sleep. And I started to understand that that was unhealthy and that was not normal. And so I learned this technique, and I would just like keep my hands in my pockets and just do that. And that kind of just creates a kind of an energetic bubble around you, just to support you. And you can even just visualize that too. Just visualize like a sphere around you, a protective bubble around you. And it can be white, it can be purple, it can be whatever you want. But there's some common themes I think happening right now, which is to be taking your power back, to ground your energy, to draw clear boundaries between you and other people when you feel like your energy is being taken away from you, and to really take a new initiative in trusting your inner guidance system. And maybe for some people that's just learning that they have a guidance system, because a lot of people don't even realize that they have that there's a force guiding you at all times, and it's part of you, it's not separate from you. A lot of people this concept of God being part of you is mind-blowing for a lot of people, and that's something that my book is bringing to the surface in a whole new way. And let's see, Kristen, I'm reading your comment. Yeah, do teach your daughter that, because for YouTube people that are going to watch this later, Kristen says she's going to teach her daughter this trick. And yes, teach your kids this, because the younger ones too, they are super, super sensitive, and it sometimes comes out in ways where we will label them as ADHD, we will label them with disorders, anxiety disorders. There's so many ways to, label kids that are just plain sensitive, which is something that I'm starting to reprocess and learn in a whole new way right now. Is just, being sensitive has 2 different sides to it. There's a part of you that is open to, like for me, my life is a perfect example of this, because I've been super sensitive my whole life, and that's affected me in good and bad ways. Number one, this gift that I have of, which by the way, everyone has this gift, but I'm easily open to receiving guidance from the universe, source energy, God, angels, whatever word you want to use. It just comes to me. It comes to me super easy. It's natural. It's not like when people said like, how'd you learn this? I'm like, I don't know. It's just like, it's my life. Like, this is just what I do. And it's been like that for as long as I can remember. But then I think about the other side of it where, like I said, you know, I'd get super, like, I just pick up on things everywhere. Things would affect me super, super deeply. So it's a lesson that we're all learning. These are some common themes that I've been noticing within myself and within other people around me. It's amazing how we are so, so connected. You know, people that I don't know super well, telling our stories to each other and realizing, wow, we are going through so many similar things at the exact same time. And that's just proof that we are connected. And you know, we need to be more than just aware that we're connected. We need to identify the ways that, you know, how can we use that to benefit us and not detract us from our life's purpose, and you know, kind of letting our energy spiral in a direction that we don't want it to. So you know what, that was so stream of thought that I don't even think I'm gonna do a channeling right now. But what's the difference? I feel like that's just happening all the time. It's not even just when I close my eyes and whatever and I look like I'm channeling. It's happening all the time. I notice that these days. Yeah, and you know, I'm enjoying my space here, playing some music, and it's a good day so far. It's been amazingly warm. It's been like 50, 60 degrees, which is like insane. It's still February. So I'm enjoying that. I think we have one more day of that, and then it's going to go back to winter. So yeah, so let me know, you guys, if this helped you in any way, and not just if it helped you, but if you have any thoughts to add to all of that I just said. There was like a million things in there. Yeah, I think that was important to say, all of those things, just because I've noticed such a theme coming up. And yeah, I'll come back next week and I'll do another one of these. I'm not going to do them, I'm not going to have like a specific time every time, because I don't think that's necessary. But you feel selfish. You needed all of that. No selfishness. You know, there's a part in my book that says selfishness is the greatest form of self-love, and I just think that is so revolutionary. Like, we need to just embrace that. Like, you guys, what are we doing? Like, what is this whole thing of being selfish? Selfishness is taking away from your power. So that's another piece, you guys, is we need to identify that as another way that we kind of put, how should I say it? We kind of diminish our own light in a way. It's a way of, and we all do it, and it's a collective thing that we go, oh, that's selfish. I shouldn't think that, or I shouldn't take all of that. Yeah, it's not good. I mean, we all do it. I'm not saying I don't, because I do, definitely, but awareness is key, and if you know that you're doing it, then you're one step closer. So don't feel selfish. Take it all in. It's a gift, and thank you guys for watching. For all of you that are live, and for everyone on YouTube, which, yes, this is going to go up on YouTube. So for YouTube people, please subscribe below for more of these. I will be doing these every week, and thank you, and I love you guys, and see you later.